Well, who doesn't like to smell great at affordable price point without spending a lot of money? So I am back with second video of this series, smell expensive all the while spending less. I will be picking 10 absolutely fantastic fragrances, everything within the budget of 1500 Indian rupees. Maybe slightly more but not by much, just a bit of leeway. Just one little thing, all the prices I have mentioned stand correct while recording this video. And if you are watching this video maybe a year down the road or even if a few months later, the prices may vary absolutely. With this list, I want to ensure all of my viewers get good value for money fragrances. And if you want this series to be continued, show your support by likes, share and subscribes and maybe a little bit of hype as well. So without any further delay, let's dive in. I will be starting off this list with a fresh fragrance, but don't worry, as we will move up in this list, the colognes will be more suitable for fall and winter. So this list will be comprising of various fragrances that will cater to most people's choices. Coming back to Riff's Platinum Privé, this perfume is inspired from Creed Silver Mountain Water. Coming to the scent profile, this is definitely not one of the most natural smelling fragrances because you will be getting that sharp metallic citrusy smell, almost like a lemon peel. With time, the sharpness rounds up a bit and in the dry down you will get that slightly green, woody and musky dry down. Not everybody will like that sharp citrusy opening that smells slightly synthetic, to be honest, almost giving off a metallic vibe. So give it a try and check whether you like it or not. Performance is around 4 to 5 hours on clothes with the scent projecting for the first hour. For summer fragrance, that's not really a bad performance, but if you really like this DNA and want better performance, check out the Armaf Clubbed in V Sillage, though it will be almost twice the price or even slightly more. And if you have tried this fragrance, what are your thoughts on this one? The ninth fragrance of this list, and it's a very popular fragrance and one which I really like. It is the Rasasi Fatan. Now if you are into fragrances for some time, there are very high chances that you would have tried this fragrance, and for the price that it comes in, sometimes under 1000 Indian rupees, I just can't stop recommending it, especially if you love vetiver based fragrances. Vetiver or khus, which was used in desert coolers or even as a drink during the summer season for its cooling effect. It has a very distinct aromatic green, slightly earthy smell. Honestly, it's a very nostalgic smell to me. In the Rasasi Fatan, it's not done in a dark way like the Lalique Encre Noir. Instead, it is done in a very sparkling, fresh and citrusy way. The smell will remind you of the Terre d'Hermès, but it's not a one-to-one clone of that fragrance. And if you want to try your first vetiver fragrance, this fragrance can be a very good starting point. Smell-wise, it is excellent if you like vetiver-based fragrances. Performance-wise, it is average, I would say. Expect around 4 hours of longevity on clothes. But the smell you are getting for under 1000 rupees, it's just a fantastic value proposition. To the 8th fragrance of this list then. Now this perfume is definitely suitable for fall and winter. The Armor Code Uomo from the Pandora Scents or the Paris Corner is actually a very interesting fragrance. It has touch of freshness in the opening, very light citruses and slight fruity smell, but a strong cardamom note. This perfume is also slightly powdery in nature, not as powdery as iris fragrances, but more of that aromatic powderiness from the lavender. I also get some sweetness from the tonka beans, but not a lot, with a soft leathery smell. This one smells very up class and rich, sophisticated yet very simple. In cold weather, this perfume can be very versatile in nature. You can wear it to office, date or even casually. But still I feel like this is more suitable for dressed up situation. Coming to the performance, I get about 5 to 6 hours of longevity, but the projection is on the softer side. So I would recommend you to go slightly heavy on the spray routine. But if you want something strong and very long lasting, this perfume won't disappoint you. And I think this is the only fragrance from Ahmad Al Maghribi that is available for under 1500 rupees. Do correct me if I am wrong. This perfume is a clone of Tuscan leather from the house of Tom Ford. A very simple yet timeless fragrance with sweet and sour raspberry and lot of leather. And it is going to be a very strong fragrance, if not beast mode. I get about 7 to 8 hours of longevity on clothes, although the projection is on the moderate side. And honestly, I don't want leather based fragrance to project heavily. The only weakness I see about this fragrance, it is going to be slightly polarizing in nature, because not everybody likes leather based fragrances. But if you do, you should definitely check this one out. Let's move on to something mass appealing fragrance that most people will like and still super versatile in nature. And it's the Riff's Avant Garde. No surprise here, it's a clone of Prada L'Homme. So it's an iris based fragrance, but it is done in a fresh way. So you are not going to get that lipsticky chocolatey smell. Instead, it is very powdery in nature with lot of citruses in the opening for that fresh take. You will also be getting lot of white florals in it. It is perfectly unisex and men and women can easily pull it off. If you are looking for a fresh office fragrance but you don't want that regular blue fragrances, then this can be an excellent choice. Despite smelling great, this perfume also has its own share of weakness. And where can it go wrong? Of course towards the performance. I get about 4 hours of longevity with moderate projection for the first half an hour. So you will have to go for more than usual amount of spray and refresh it in the middle of the day. In fact, the atomizer of this perfume also sprays a little less than what I expected from this fragrance. A clean powdery fragrance to stand out from the crowd, and still it is going to pull a lot of compliments. You will just have to carry a small decant. Now we are moving on to the top 5 fragrances of this list. Now Khayal from Hassan Oud is an inspiration of Louis Vuitton imagination but with few shortcomings, and I can recommend this fragrance if and only if you are getting for under 1500 rupees. And if you are spending over that price point, there are other better options out there. I have done a complete comparison video, and if you want to check that out, I will put it on the top I button. But in short, if you are wondering what does this smell like, basically it's lots of citruses with tea and soapy elements and musky dry down. Performance wise it is good. I get about 6 to 7 hours of longevity with good projection for the first hour. Still check that comparison video if possible. Let's move on to the fourth fragrance of this list. Sweet and seductive, it is the Intense Wayfarer, once again from the house of Paris Corner, or Pandora Scents to be specific. Intense Wayfarer is a very good clone of the Azzaro The Most Wanted. You will get that sweet toffee smell which is well into the gourmand territory. There is spicy and aromatic cardamom at the top, making it even more seductive and alluring. Personally, I am a big fan of sweet fragrances. I just love them. And if you happen to love sweet fragrances but you are in a tight budget, then definitely check this one out. And don't fall for the marketing gimmicks, it is a perfectly unisex fragrance. You can rock this fragrance in the date nights or in festive season, and this one is a compliment magnet for sure. Performance wise it is just middle of the pack. About 5 hours of longevity with average projection for the first hour. The scent profile is definitely targeted more towards the youthful audience too. But if you want something a bit more mature, the next fragrance is just right for you. Well, I am using the leeway here to slip in a fragrance that is said over 1500 rupees. Trust me, this is definitely worth 100 rupees more. The Urban Man Le Parfum from the fragrance world is the clone of JPG Le Male Le Parfum. This is the most seductive fragrance of this list, and that too by some margin. Spicy, aromatic, powdery quality with just the right amount of sweetness. And if you are looking for a date fragrance, this perfume would be highly recommended. The iris in this fragrance is not as intense as Dior Homme Intense or the Dior Homme Parfum, but it definitely gives it that smooth and rich smell. Performance I am getting is about 6 hours of longevity and good projection for the first 1.5 hours. So the performance is on the decent side, and it's definitely worth a try. Well, if you are finding this video helpful or informative, please consider hitting that like button. It helps the video reach wider audiences. Now the second fragrance is the Rasasi Amber Alive. This perfume in particular is an old school masculine fragrance, and it's a very strong fragrance too. I get 3 hours of solid projection and easy 10 plus hours of longevity on clothes, and this kind of performance is rare at this price point. Smell wise, if you love Old Spice shaving cream along with citruses at the top along with a green and woody base, you are going to love this smell. It is definitely a mature fragrance that is suitable for 30 and up, but with that beast mode performance and great smell, you sure will be getting a lot of compliments. If you are interested in this fragrance, check out my detailed review. Now coming to the top fragrance of this list. Initially I had thought to put the Latafa Qaid Intense, but since that one is not available now, I thought it would be an unfair list. Whether it is discontinued or not, I really don't know. But the Latafa Qaid is also a very good fragrance. But whether it should be top fragrance of this list, it's really debatable because there are other better fragrances on this list. Smell wise, you will be getting lot of cardamom and saffron and a strong woody smell. It is beautifully rounded off with some sweet vanilla and little bit of synthetic oud. Performance is also very good. Expect around 7 to 8 hours of longevity on clothes and decent projection for the first 1.5 hours. And it's definitely a cologne for the cool weather. So what are your thoughts on these 10 fragrances which are under 1500 rupees? And have you checked the first video of this series? Please let me know in the comment section down below. If you are finding this series to be interesting, make sure to hit that like button, and I will be adding more such videos into this series. And if you are watching my video for the first time, do consider subscribing to the channel for more such fragrance related videos, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on my new videos. And if you have any feedback for this or any of my previous video, absolutely feel free to comment down below. I always love the discussion going on. And that's it for today's video. I will meet you all in my next video. Till then, stay safe and as always, stay honest.